Excellent pot. We may have a new favourite for the tournament.
Here comes Angles.
Absolutely remarkable. One of the best clearances I've ever seen in my life.
The world #1 finishes in style.
Four men, one dream. Hello, a very good morning to you. Welcome to the Crucible Theatre. The semi-finals of the 2016 Betfred World Snooker Championship continue today. Later this afternoon, we shall see if Marco Fu can force some sort of comeback against the world #1 Mark Selby. But this morning, it's all about China's Ding Junhui taking on Scottish veteran Alan McManus. And yesterday, Ding was in sparkling form.
Opening frame and spiral with that magnificent century break. And Ding Junhui leads Alan McManus 2 frames to 0. Playing superbly well. He takes all 4 frames and he leads 4-0. That's awkward. Terrific. And he closes the gap. It's now 5-2. With that superb attempt. There. It has been the Ding Junhui show here this afternoon. Ding Junhui takes the session 6 frames to 2.
Well, whatever happens today for this man, at the age of 45, he's rolled back the years. His last semi-final was way back in 1993, and he will win the award for Best Dressed Man at the championship, no doubt. What a suit this morning Alan McManus is wearing. He needs to get off to a good start today. Devastating Ding, one of the newspaper headlines this morning. Ding Junhui has won 11 ranking titles, but never this one. Never been to a World Championship final. Knocked out in the semi-finals by Judd Trump in an epic match in 2011. There he is, just doing a few stretches on the tournament office tables. But this year, Ding looks like he's ready and finally able to reach a World Championship final. And who knows, possibly winning the title. It looks very relaxed. He's smiling this morning. The players are ready then. Let's say good morning to our MC, Rob Walker.
Thanks, Jason. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. After 3 qualifying rounds at Ponds Forge and almost a full fortnight of action here at the Crucible, we are at last now just 4 days away from finding out who will be crowned the 2016 Betfred World Snooker Champion. It's all still to play for, so welcome to a fabulous Friday here in Sheffield. Please welcome, first of all, a man who has rolled back the years in style here at the Crucible, beating 4-time world champion and good friend John Higgins to book his first semi-final since 1993. He dug in yesterday and will use all his experience to take it all in his huge tartan strides today. Please welcome the pride of Glasgow, Alan "The Angles" McManus. His opponent, a player clearly peaking at just the right time. He was brilliant in the opening session of this match yesterday. This is his first semi-final for 5 years, and he has come through the qualifiers in fine style. 11-time ranking event winner, carrying the hopes and expectations of a nation. So enter the Chinese dragon, Ding Junhui!
So we are edging closer to the World Championship final. It is semi-final day here today. So exciting, packed Crucible Theatre. Good morning to Willie Thorne and Ken Doherty.
Good morning, Jason. Good morning, everybody. Moving day at the Crucible, the semi-final. Alan McManus has to get a good start today, has to win this session.
Thank you, frame 9.
To stay close to Ding Junhui.
Alan McManus to break.
I've got to be honest, Alan McManus looks great this morning in his tartan waistcoat and trousers. What a wonderful championship he's had so far, Ken.
Absolutely. Yeah, fantastic. Rolling back the years. He's done remarkably well, and considering these both players have come through the qualifying rounds, 3 rounds each, and this is their 7th match already in this championships. And this man at the table now, Ding, has grown steadily with every game. Got better and better, Willie, and particularly yesterday's session. I mean, 4 centuries in those 8 frames is really fantastic snooker.
His pot success rate, Ken, on the whole match was 96% on the first 4. It was about 99%, I think. Never missed a ball.
Oh, that's a wonderful opening round. And this is a great sign, Willie. It's a sign of confidence, isn't it? I mean, he could have played up for a ball colour, but a wonderful angle to knock the red away from the black and set up this opportunity. This is a sign of a guy who's in complete control of himself and his confidence.
Yes, he'd be disappointed over the years. He's only had the one Crucible semi-final for a player of his class. That's
9.
not what you'd expect.
Switch it off, please.
He's never really got used to the Crucible atmosphere, but he looks to have settled this year.
He's never liked it here, has he? He's never really played well. Okay, that semi-final before, but any of the other times he just seemed to struggle with the atmosphere and the layout maybe, and sometimes players can take a while to get used to it. He certainly got used to it this year.
Missed the desired kiss there. He wanted to be on the red at the back of the pack. He's still on choice of 2 reds. But he seems almost disappointed he's not on the back of the pack, which tells me he was thinking of a maximum this early. Just missed the kiss. He wanted to hit the joint of the 2 reds and just missed that joint of that red. So he's having to take an alternative.
$17.
Be interesting to see after he pots this pink, will it go back on its spot or is it covered? It will certainly help him if it is covered, because it'll go on the blue spot.
$23.
There's his target, 72.
$24.
The red at the bottom of the pack, just to the left, up from the black, is potable into this bottom right-hand corner pocket. That's the one he's just having a look at now. You could sort of land in between 2 reds here and have a choice.
Amazing
31.
to try and work out why he disappeared. He had that wonderful season 2 seasons ago where he won 5 tournaments. And last year, best part of this year, hardly won a match. And suddenly found his form again. And he's a wonderful player to watch when he's in full flight.
Yeah,
he lost the first round at China Open in Beijing just at the end of March, and that knocked him out of the top 16, losing that first round match. So that's why he had to go and pre-qualify for this World Championship. The fact that Stephen Maguire, he was just outside, he was number 17, he had to get to the semi-finals or better, which he did.
39.
So that sent Ding into the qualification process. But in an adverse way, it might have been helpful, Willie, because, okay, it may have given him that little bit of confidence. He won 3 matches, as I said, in the qualifiers, pretty easy, 10-4, 10-2, 10-2. And that may have just given the desired bit of confidence that he was lacking, because
40.
there's no doubt about it. He's had such a poor season, as you said, so needed to get a few matches under his belt, and he's a completely different player now.
Not the best pack to go into here. Needs to catch one of them half ball. That's the problem when they're flat at the back. You only ever get one in the middle, and he's got one in the middle. Excellent shot. Surely we can't have another century. He made a century in the first frame of the
47.
first session. Finished off with a century in the 8th frame. Is he going to start with another century? Alan McManus won 2 frames, and to be honest, he'd have been pleased with that, the way Ding played. Highest break 46, but didn't really have a lot of chance.
48.
Got a chance of equaling the record, actually, if he makes a century here. He'd be the 4th player ever to make 5 centuries in the semi-final. Or should he actually get this century, you'd think he'd go on to make more. So he's going to break some sort of record. Stephen Hendry, Ronnie O'Sullivan and Murphy. O'Sullivan did it twice. So it's going to be a very
55.
special moment.
$56. Sure.
Just getting the cue ball cleaned. Possibly be playing for that red just to the right of his cue ball. There's the possible break, 146. The highest, of course, at the moment is 143 from Corin Wilson. He made
64.
that against Mark Selby in the quarterfinals, so a really big break on here. You just watch his cue ball, Willie. I mean, when he makes these breaks that he has done, his cue ball is never
71.
more than any 18 inches, 2 feet within the vicinity of his object ball. I mean, his cue ball control is so good when he's playing like this.
That puts the frame safe. Now he can try and make at least 146, 145, something like that. And the worrying part for Alan McManus, he just broke off. And as we always say, never hit the blue when you break off. And of course, because of that, left Ding a half chance. And he went for broke, going for the black.
79.
Very, very good. With the pink spot being free now, he knows that those last 4 reds. He probably needs the pink on the spot to make a really big break. And he would now be thinking of 143 or above.
quite interesting. I wonder, does he know exactly what the high break
86.
is? I know during Karen Wilson's break against Mark Selby, he was
87.
asking the referee and some of the guys in the media box what the high break was. So just wondering whether Ding already knows.
$94.
Interesting to see him play for that red there, knowing that that was going to be the most difficult red to get onto. So he purposely played for it. Oh, that's gone straight.
95.
He's a good shot with the rest now. Played a full ball contact and got the half ball.
Well, this is to equal the record. Get in there. Well done, Ding. Fantastic.
Quite remarkable, Ken, really. I mean, 5 centuries in 9 frames.
101.
Unbelievable.
102.
Well, he obviously doesn't know what the high break prize or what the high break is, because he takes the pink here. He can only equal 143 now.
And unlikely he's going to get on the black off this last red, so
Yeah.
I agree with you, Ken, he's not aware. Doesn't matter though, this has been flawless.
108. $109.
If Karen Wilson is watching, he'd be delighted.
Just enjoyed his breakfast now, hasn't he? He wouldn't have enjoyed it before.
Needs that cue ball to just go past the blue so he's not hampered, he's okay.
111.
This will
113.
beat his own highest break of the tournament so far, which is 132.
$116.
He's made an
120.
amazing 411 centuries in his career. This will be the 412. And this one has been absolutely out of the top draw. That's the first bad positional shot he's played. He's finished slightly off straight. Careless. Ken just whispered, well, yeah, careless.
131.
He might play a trick shot here, or is he going to just knock the black in? Decided to knock the black in, and what a fabulous break it was. Absolutely remarkable. 5 centuries in 9 frames. Alan McManus broke off. All he did then was sat in his chair. Ding Junhui goes further clear and now leads by 7 frames to 2. And Ken, I know you were kind of waxing lyrical about the first red. Now, a lot of players would have played the first red as a shot to nothing.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it just shows the confidence. Okay, Alan McManus breaks off here, and as you said, you know, he hits the blue, which is never a good sign for any player, and particularly a first shot in the morning. But what he does here, Ding, he weighs up the situation, has a look at the long red. Now, he can normally pot the long red and go up for a ball colour, but just have a look at what he does here. He sees the situation. The red beside the black is covering the black into both pockets, and he plays a wonderful shot. Just plain ball right in the middle of the cue ball at the top of the middle, and plays it off the cushion. Makes that wonderful control, hits the red exactly where he wants it, and opens the black, and goes on to make a wonderful century and clears the table. And it all came from that one shot, and that's a sign of confidence, Willie.
And the amazing thing is he's equalled that record. I mean, we talk about O'Sullivan twice, I think Murphy, and to make 5 centuries, yeah. Stephen Hendry as well, to make 5 centuries in 9 frames, he's got another possible, you know, I don't know, he's probably going to win this match, you would think now. Probably got another 8 or 9 frames where he could make another 3 or 4 centuries. Just amazing.
It's a tough school, and it's certainly tough for Alan McManus at the moment. One bad break-off shot. They're sitting down for the rest of the frame. So
Ding Junhui to break.
Ding Junhui breaks off in frame 10. 8 frames they'll play in this second session. break off. And what it does, Willie, when your opponent is knocking in long balls like that, making centuries, it puts so much pressure just even on your safety shots. And that's the situation Alan McManus is going to find himself in. I think in a situation like this for Alan McManus, he's got to just forget about the score every frame. It's like he's got to just try and get frames on the board, and just every frame as they come along. Because sometimes you can get carried away with the scores, but wow, what a shot that was. I just had a look at Alan McManus there in the chair when he thing potted that, and he just shook his head. He couldn't believe it.
I think that's his intent, isn't it, against Alan McManus? He knows he probably can't stay with Alan in the safety department, so he's decided to play open. But how well did he hit that? He played that 10 times, he potted about 3. A little short, wanted to be a bit higher, but he can play the one into the yellow pocket.
8.
He's got a possible shot here. Pot the black off the top cushion with the cue ball and just try and cannon that red that I've put a line up to. It'd be perfect on the other red into the left hand corner pocket. Didn't catch it full ball. He's still on this red, but it's a bit of a stretch now.
16.
It's not the tallest. I don't know whether Ding will be able to reach this without using the spider or the step ladders.
Spider.
In the break building department, he's up there for me with Hendry and O'Sullivan. I mean, it's just amazing how good a break builder he is. Phone the police, he's missed one.
Thank you. Ding Junhui, 16.
Yeah, unlucky with the kiss. Ken caught the shot exactly right, but just caught it too thick. Needed to catch the outside of the red.
Shout some encouragement for Alan McManus. I think the red passes the blue up into the green pocket, but also the red at the bottom of the pack pots. And you see he's coming up to over almost 30 minutes since he last potted a red. And potting this red will certainly split the pack of reds and be nicely on the black. Lovely shot. Very nice.
excellent shot. Now there's a gap in between those 3 reds above the black. To play the cannon into the 2 reds that are touching, that's probably the better choice here, rather than run through and leave a red at distance. But he's running through. Ding would be playing this stun up into those 2 reds for certain, just to hold the white. Oh, that's not too bad. Wouldn't it be great if he can return with a high break? Just to let Ding know he's not going away.
9. $16. 17.
Yeah, here's the possible little cannon he could play into those 2 reds, and those 2 reds around the pink spot are potable into this left-hand corner pocket. It's okay. He could have played a little bit more firmer, but he's still okay. He was in prime position.
24.
And these are the situations, as you said, Willie, that he's really got to let his opponent know that he's here and he's still in this game, and give him one chance, he's going to take it. And just like we saw in the last frame,
25.
Ding potted 1 red that opened up everything around the black. That 1 red that Alan potted, his initial red, knocked all these reds into potable positions, apart from the 2 to the cushion. But you can win the frame without using those 2 safe reds.
$31. $32. $38.
So important to make this a frame-winning chance now, and you'd expect a player of Alan's class to do just that.
39.
Just needs these 5 loose reds before he has to worry about the other 2. And then I'll take him past the winning line in this frame. He's already made 3 centuries in the tournament, the highest of which was 128 45. Against John Higgins. He won't be beating that break now. There's only a
46.
possible 127 on with the pink.
$52. $53.
So 43 points in front.
59. 60.
So there you see it, 51
67.
ahead. This red will leave Ding needing the snooker. That's better.
68.
Just what the doctor needed for Adam McManus, this for sure.
Well, brilliant. And kept off the table in the first frame, had just the one shot. And that's an excellent shot. Going to be great if he made a century now.
73. $74.
This is great stuff. He's shown a lot of determination and fight here,
80.
Alan McManus.
$81. $84.
Not been prolific in the break building department this year. He's only had 15 centuries, but 3 of those have come in this championship.
85.
I think the record's sure to go this year, Ken. It's 71 if he gets one here.
I think the record is 86.
87.
Happened a couple of... Still got a couple of days to go, of course, yeah. Possibly.
89.
Possibly go. Yeah, that record was set last year.
92.
There's been a great break. And it was one red that set him up nicely. Potted the red, split all the reds into position and landed nicely on the
96.
black. And considering what he's had to face, 5 centuries against Ding Junhui, this is a wonderful response from Alan McManus. Well played. Well played, Alan McManus. Another ton up, I tell you. We've been treated to some fantastic snooker already, Willie. The crowd here this morning. 2 centuries for his 2 frames.
107.
Little trick shot. Well, hold on. Wait for the black. Wait for it. Has it got the legs? Has it got the legs? No, it doesn't.
107.
Wonderful break, though, from Alan McManus of 107. He closes the deficit, but it's still Ding Junhui who leads by 7 frames to 3.
Well, Ding Junhui got him first with a wonderful red in the middle pocket, and then played to play a little delicate cannon onto the outside red and just caught the cannon slightly wrong. This is the shot Ken was suggesting, hit it full ball or slightly on the right of the red. As you see, as we let it run, he just catches on the left-hand side, which of course takes the red into the pack.
Yeah, there you see it, just on the left-hand side of the left half of the red, and of course he was using the spider, couldn't reach it. It was very, very difficult, isn't it? It's very difficult to sight the ball when you're using the spider, and of course you're bridging over all of the pack of reds, and that's exactly what happened. But the shot from Alan McManus, Willie, the opening red, here it is. I mean, he had a red up into the green pocket, but this was the more aggressive shot. Pot the red and split the pack. And just have a look at the cue ball as well and watch the bunch of reds as he pots the red here. Lovely control for the cue ball off the side cushion, a little bit of side spin, back on for the black, and went on to make the wonderful.
And you probably
century.
noticed with that, Ken, you know, for putting amateurs who play, always play that shot with a little bit of check side, so it just checks it. You don't want to finish in the between kind of blue and pink, do you? You want to finish low. Played it wonderfully. Fabulous snooker. 138, 107 in the opening 2 frames. Doesn't get any better.
Thank you. Frame 11. Alan McManus to break.
Well, Alan McManus, having sat out the 138, replied with 107. Now he has to try and win this mini session, win these 2 frames to take a 3-1 interval lead and close the gap to 7-5.
Thank you.
Oh, there's his intent again. Not only did he play to pot the red, he played to flick the red away from the black and just potted it in slightly the wrong side of the pocket there. And look at this, rather than kiss the red, he's kissed the black. That's his intent this morning, go for everything.
Green ball.
Just looking at the stats, Ding Junhui has only missed 11 pots in this match so far. 255 pots he's had, and he's potted 244 of them. Remarkable.
Foul and a miss. Free ball. Ding Junhui 1.
Free ball.
Alan McManus 4.
Alan McManus, that makes a difference. No point in Alan McManus putting them back here. He's got to take the free ball. Brown into the left centre.
That wouldn't have even crossed Ding's mind, would it, as he was playing the green, that he could leave a free ball.
Brown ball.
Nicely held for the brown into right centre, and he can pot this and get down towards the reds. The red may be on the black spot, just above the black spot to the right. That may be his target, or the one just above that. Just played this nicely.
Five.
You could play a lovely little cannon here. The red above the black spot. The second one, you can pot this and maybe just nudge the red just to the right of the black and beyond the black into the corner pocket. Nicely shot.
6.
Nicely played. Now we can get the black on the spot. The red that's near the black spot is not covering the black into the right hand pocket.
Never a doubt.
Thank goodness for gravity.
13.
No problem with the red, but it's you can't get to the bottom of the cue ball to screw across the face of the black. And this will be a little bit jabby from where he is. Got to be very careful with this one.
Could push this. He's got to be careful.
Well
Played
done.
it well. Played it well, didn't he? They're so delicate,
Just
those
felt it was
shots, aren't
slightly
they?
off straight, so he could probably just make sure he didn't hit it twice, but it was very close. There's been a lot of talk because a lot of the top seeds have gone out whether the game would, or the two semi-finals would be exciting. It can't be any better than this. The standard of play in this match has been right out of the top draw. Once again, the pack's not great to go into here, but he's going to have to play it. Try and force through the outside red. Ken's just put a line up for me there. That's exactly the line it needs to go. It needs to force it through that red. If he's screwing it, he'll be in trouble. Missed the red, but how's his luck? Not too bad.
$29.
Very good.
$35. $36.
Well, if as long as it's not straight, it's okay, but he's unlucky it's been pushed to the cushion. You can see his disappointment in seeing that red go tight. Thing is, he can't play this with any pace, and he needs to play it with a little bit of pace to get out for the black. Very unlucky there. Didn't quite catch the pack full. Yeah, they look easy on the television sometimes, but they are so tough.
One. Six. Seven.
Well, look at the pot success this session only. 98% McManus, 96 Ding, and should Ding go on to win this frame at this visit, his pot success will go past the 98% as well.
14. $15.
Ding will be playing a controlled little cannon into the bunch here. Won't be playing it too hard. Well, he couldn't have hit them better. I don't know whether he's on the outside red. He's not.
22.
He's just on it. His body language tells me he is.
$23.
He may have to take the blue here, but in saying that, the blue's too straight. I can't see how he can get onto a red here. The one at the bottom of the 4, that little square of 4, if you can screw back off the blue and get onto that, but he'll have to be so precise with his position. This is the red is trying to get on that one there, but you see he's only got to get right near his elbow. Just a fraction too far, but he's on the red.
28.
He was just looking when potting this red. He's got to go through the gap of the 2 reds there. Now he possibly will be cannoning into these 2 reds. He'll be trying to go through that. He might just slip off the red but still be on the pink, and he's judged that
29.
beautifully. That was a lovely little shot.
And in doing that, Ken, as well, he's flicked those 2 reds into play. Never misses a trick, Ding. Very similar to the great break builders like O'Sullivan and Hendry. They always try and bring everything into play. And he's done that now, and he's now favourite, obviously, to win the frame.
$35. 36.
May have to play a little cannon here again. Or maybe you can just stun through the gap. Yeah, he had to play the little cannon, but he's knocked the red towards the right hand corner pocket.
42.
The way he's been playing, it's hard to see where he's going to miss from this position, and this will hurt Alan McManus. Okay, sometimes you just can't do anything about centuries, but he had a chance in this frame.
Can I just explain to everybody who's watching, this game is not as easy as this.
50.
This is remarkable. They're both playing at the top of their game.
$51.
Yeah, sometimes when you play a safety shot, you might leave a long red, your opponent knocks it in and goes on to make a century. There's nothing
57.
you can do about it. You sort of accept it a bit more, but these type of frames, Willie, they really hurt you because
58.
you're in and you think you're going to win the frame, you miss a pot, and your opponent comes to the table and clears up to nick the frame from you. That's what really hurts you more.
Yes, it's a blow to the solar plexus, isn't it? Because you know you've got the frame one and all of a sudden you've lost it.
63.
No century on this time, but another wonderful break.
65.
This is frame ball. Any young players watching this do well to take the tape of these first 3 frames, watch them and see how breaks are compiled. Both players have hardly put a foot wrong. Just that one miss from McManus is costing the frame. Ding has been awesome.
83.
Well, the standards seem to be getting better and better from these 2 players. McManus had the first chance, missed it. Ding cleared with 90 to go further clear again, and now leads by 8 frames to 3. And you were talking about when McManus was in the balls, where he lost a little bit of position, Ken.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, we're only sort of nitpicking at this level, and it's just sometimes just little shots like this. Have a look at this. He's perfectly on the blue. He wants to get onto the red just beside the cue ball, but he's thinking about potting the blue, getting on the red and getting on the blue again. Now what's what he does here? He's a little bit short with his cue ball, and instead of being able to pot the red, get on the blue and split the pack nicely, he has to go down for the green. He plays a cannon on the green into the reds, and he comes a little bit awkward on his next red. Instead of being nicely on the blue, split the pack lovely, and could have won the frame from that position.
Then, of course, he ended up, you know, making that nice little break, and all of a sudden split the pack off the green. Didn't go particularly well. He was left with this. Now, the problem came when they're just off the cushion. Tell us how hard these are.
Yeah, I mean, if the red is tight to the cushion, it's so much easier just to drop it in because the red will hug the cushion. But when it's just, as you see, a little bit of a gap between the red and the cushion, just makes it so much more difficult. You've got to be so accurate, and of course you're putting a little bit of pace into the cue ball to try and get the cue ball out for the black as well, which makes the pot even more difficult.
And we'll show you an example now of the difference. This is on the cushion, and it's for some reason, I don't know why it is, Ken, when they're on the cushion you just know that it's so much easier to play the pot.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you may see the red come away from the cushion, it comes back onto the cushion, it sort of comes away again, but at this pace as well, you're giving the red a chance to get into the pocket, and as you see, much easier when it's tight to the cushion as opposed to McManus's last red that he attempted, which cost him the frame.
Thank you, frame 12. Ding Junhui to break.
Just with Alan came round to look at that. He probably wish he had now where he's left the cue ball. Wouldn't have played it quite so hard.
Bramble.
See, there's the difference, Ken, between attacking break builders and people who prefer to keep things tight. A ding there would probably take the green into the pack, screwed back to the cushion.
Yeah, possibly. I understand what you're saying. Big target. Off the side cushion. I think you can see just enough of the right hand side cushion just before the middle pocket and try and nestle into the pack of reds.
A little bit careful it doesn't cast the pink, of course, because it will leave the red in the middle. He's doing everything right, isn't he? Ding looking to play the aggressive safety shot again. I'm not too sure whether you can see the red above the black. If you can, he'll probably play that one, but otherwise he'll be playing off the edge of the pack. Yeah, you could see that one. A good reply. Been working an awful lot with Terry Griffiths in this last few months, trying to get his confidence back, which he'd lost. We always known that he's a great break builder, as you can see from that shot. The safety's not too bad either. Amazing enough, in this match you'd think McManus would be in front on the safety department, but there you can see Ding Junhui is 86%. Anything above 85 on the safety is excellent. Yes, he's already had a few close matches and he's now actually been playing 24 hours playing time in the just over a week and a half we've had so far. And Ding, of course, with that session to spare, has had 3 hours 40 minutes less. That certainly split them up at first glance. I can't see a pot. Maybe able to get through to the one on the left hand side. Let's have a little look. Yes, he can. Now there's a gap between the red that's below the black spot and the red to the left of it, and he can go through that gap to play for blue or bought colour, but doesn't want to run too far down because the yellow's off its spot, and that means he won't be able to get onto the brown or yellow. So it may be forced into playing just for the blue. Wonderful. Doesn't deserve this. Doesn't deserve that. Very, very good shot.
McManus 4.
Yeah. Wonderful pot, wasn't it? Found a gap as well. Didn't expect it. Go into the centre pocket. Now, what is he left? Alan McManus. Nothing straightforward. Possible red to this right corner pocket, but it's not that easy. He's got to manoeuvre the cue ball back around the back of the pack, so he's looking at the more straight red to this left-hand corner pocket, but there's a lot of pressure on this. He's looking to see there's the black pot to the left centre, so this maybe putting all your eggs in one basket here. If it goes in, he's got a frame winning chance. If he misses it, could lose the frame. Bit of pressure. Bit of pressure on it. Maybe the wrong choice. Sort of forced into having a go there, but there were other options. A bit surprised he took that on. Much easier shots when you're 8-3 ahead, Willie, but when you're 8-3 behind, a bit different.
One.
And a funny way that bit of misfortune from Ding has created this opening now.
Eight. Nine.
Maybe disappointed. It's not normally his style to push the boat out like that. Does talk to himself quite a bit while he's in the chair. I'm sure he's giving out to himself.
And he knows with the black and pink both being in play, this is likely to be another frame-winning break, the way that Ding has played so far in this match.
Thank you.
Just can't afford to make any mistakes, can you, at the moment?
15.
No. We've had 4 players, as you said, has made 5 centuries or more
Sure.
in a
22.
semi-final. Possible chance of a record now. Ding, the first man to make 6 centuries.
$23.
Once again, doesn't have to play a cannon here, but he knows in playing the little cannon, he'll be bringing every red into play. Just see if he can get onto this red low, so he doesn't have to play that cannon, because he can push the other 2 reds out of the way. So choice of shots he could play here.
Well, he's not going to play the cannon now, but that is the possibility you were talking about. He's just going to try and brush by the red. Just about. He's on the red as well, into the right-hand corner pocket.
And he'll play this as a little stun run through to bring the red just above it in play. Didn't quite play the cannon.
31.
Yeah, and we've never had 6 centuries in any single match at the Crucible, so
38.
this will be... Well, we've had 1 match,
39.
right? We've only had 6 centuries, so this would equal the record. Okay, still got a bit to go, but just the way he's been playing this morning and throughout this match, it's a good opportunity. His cue ball control, I mean, we'll witness it here again. Just watch it. It's never more than any 18 inches or 24 inches from his next pot.
47.
Just so good.
$54.
So 49 points in front. With the chance he had to move those 2 reds earlier, they're going to have to be brought into play very soon, otherwise he won't win the frame at this visit.
$55.
Glance at the scoreboard. I just wonder whether he's going to get onto this red. There's such an angle he can just go into the 2 reds and bring them into play. If not, he's certain to get on the black nicely enough to leave an angle.
60.
Could play this cannon, or just could make sure he gets on the black. He'll be on black or pink if he plays the cannon. Always
61.
thinking. That's what I like about Ding. Never misses a trick. A lot of players would have just made sure the red potted the black, and then obviously if you don't pot the next red, your opponent carries on. Ding wants to make sure that Alan goes to the interval now. Doesn't want to get him back to the table. And once again, beautiful break bowling. The lowest break in this mini
68.
session of 4 has been this, but this could obviously become bigger very shortly.
$69. $75.
Trying to leave an angle on the pink, and I think he's gone too far. So he may have to leave a double, unless he can run through and get in behind the reds. Just got the angle to do that. So he'll be trying to push the second red over the middle. If not, he'll be on the other red. Good effort. The red's still potable into either of the corner pockets, both of which are very difficult. Amazing.
83.
Amazing. This Crucible crowd are witnessing some of the best break building they've ever seen.
'89. '90.
Just got enough angle on the black. Got to be careful where the yellow is. It's not the natural because it's not in its spot. So doesn't want to get too much side on this. Doesn't want to get too much side on it. Oh, what a shame.
97.
He would have been breaking the record or equaling the record of 6 centuries in the semi-final. Hello. What an amazing first 4 frames of this session this morning. Ding Junhui absolutely on fire. And Ding Junhui, of course, has gone further clear now. He doesn't realise it's the interval. He does now. He's going to the interval, leading by 9 frames to 3, and smiles all the way.
He did that in his match against Mark Williams as well. He is so focused. He is so in the moment. He didn't even realise there was an interval. Almost equaling the record there, Ken.
Yeah, amazing stuff. I mean, 5 centuries already, 6 centuries to equal the record of any one match at the Crucible, which is an incredible feat. Well, the games have been going so quick, and that's why he probably realised, I didn't realise that it was interval time. But amazing performance from both players. I mean, even Alan McManus, the chance he got, he made a wonderful century as well, and it's been such a very, very high standard. But Ding is playing out of his skin at the moment.
You may have seen Terry Griffiths there, who is obviously in Ding Junhui's corner these days. How influential, we touched on this yesterday, but how influential is Terry Griffiths in Ding's corner in these big semi-final matches that Terry has probably endured himself?
Absolutely. Well, he's got bags of experience. I think something was lacking in Ding's game. He'd lost a bit of confidence, didn't know where his game was. I mean, from the highs of winning 5 tournaments a couple of seasons ago to the lows of dropping out of top 16 and not being able to get any extended run in any tournament. So he needed somebody to talk to, someone outside his own box. And Terry comes with bags of experience, former world champion here, played so many times at the Crucible. He just needed a shoulder to lean on, basically, and to talk to, and someone with that experience.
Well, let's just touch on Alan McManus. He's sitting in his dressing room now thinking, I just simply cannot compete, because Ding, when he's getting in, he's just scoring so well. When you're taking on someone as prolific as Ding Junhui, who is in the groove, how tough is it?
Well, that's one of the beauties about playing snooker, is that every single frame is completely different. He has to go back into his dressing room and say, okay, look, we've got another 4 frames. Take each frame as they come along and try and battle for every frame. Don't push the boat out like he did in that frame. I mean, Ding potted a long red, went in off. Alan sort of pushed the boat out, which is not really his type of game. He's better off trying to keep it tight, try and break Ding's rhythm, and try and win the safety battle, which he's not even winning. I mean, even the safety stats, he's low on the safety stats compared to Ding as well. So he's got to just concentrate in his own game, try and break Ding's rhythm a little bit, but try and win the frames when he gets a chance.
Okay, Ken, for the moment, thank you very much. More from Ken shortly. Let's turn our attention to the other semi-final, the 2014 Crucible champion Mark Selby taking on Marco Fu. And Selby raced into a 3-0 lead, playing very well at the start of their semi-final. But Marco Fu got back into it. We're going to join it with Selby leading by 4 frames to 3.
Marco Fu to break.
Referee Brendan Moore suggesting that this is the final frame of the session, and that is exactly right. Marco Fu will be delighted so far. He won't be too disappointed at 5-3. There'll be a bonus to be 4-4.
Yeah, particularly when he was 3-0 down. In no time at all, as we come to the 2.5 hour mark, match time. It's just these last few frames that have been a bit slow. Usually now you're looking average frame time 17, 18 minutes. Average shot time, well, 28 seconds each. That's a little bit pedestrian. But there's been a lot of thinking time with the safety play that's gone on. It's not been, you know, obviously that shot time comes down when you're in amongst the balls making breaks. Don't have to think about the shot.
Foul and a miss. Mark Selby 4.
This red becomes straight. He can stop it dead for the black, but it's not straight. He won't have the balls replaced here. Now, is he going to risk playing it slow for the black, or will he play for blue or port colour? Well, he's not even playing the red on the right hand side. There must be a gap between red and black to get back into the balk area. Very surprised he's taking this one on, to be honest. But once again, it's gone in. But it must get better from where he was. Now, is he going to get a good kiss this time? The answer is no.
1.
Yeah, the worst possible case. If he'd caught the yellow a little bit forward, the brown would have been possible. He's eyeing up the blue. But there's pressure on these. I know he's potted some terrific balls this evening.
I don't blame him for taking it on. He'd been a bit frustrated where the white finished again there. Didn't get close to the last blue.
Oh, super shot. Very good.
Not guaranteed to get nicely on the black.
6.
There's not a lot of room to finish perfect on this. As we see the blue going again. Just going to play a stun run through. Need that cue ball to roll through about 6 inches. Oh, so much so he didn't even play for it.
7.
In trouble again.
Well, in and out of balk here. He's got to be careful. He's got to avoid the brown at all costs here. A bit too much side on it. But he's on the red.
12.
And he'll be screwing back here. Maybe open a few reds, maybe bring the pink into play, but looking beyond the blue. Ooh, he needs a full ball kiss on the green. He's got it, so
30.
that leaves him a shot on the brown. It could have been worse.
This brown's no certainty. Mark knows if the brown goes in, the reds are in perfect position to make a sizable break. If not a frame-winning break, now he needs to go around the back of the black. And that's very good.
17.
Yeah, that was an excellent positional shot. Okay, he can't pot this red and stay on the black, but good shot to be on it. Now, need to be right side the blue. This has been his weakness all night.
18. Yeah.
But he's judged it well there. And just come down the left-hand side of the table. There you go. The right side. Always stay the right side of the blue line. You won't get in trouble. Somewhere in that circle will do nicely. It's a bullseye.
23.
And now, frame at his mercy.
24.
I think on reflection of what we've seen so far this evening, Mark Selby probably deserves to win the session. Marco Fuzi's been hanging on to his coattails. Apart from the 2 breaks, he hasn't made a 30 in any of the other frames.
31.
So far, highest break for Selby 63, highest break for Marco for 89. I think Mark Selby will possibly make a century here. If he doesn't get a kick, can you believe that? That is the most
32.
unbelievable kick. The only good thing is the white did travel a little bit further through. If it had stopped in front of the red, he wouldn't have been able to attempt the black. Amazing, John, isn't it, when you got the balls perfect and that happens?
Yeah, it's the blight of every snooker player's life, isn't it? The dreaded heavy contact. It didn't let him affect the next shot. And that's what you've got to do. You've just got to accept these things are going to happen.
39.
Played that nicely. If he gets to 68 points, it'll be snooker's required. Played that a bit strange. Has he lost the black? He's covered the black spot. Ooh, he doesn't want it to go on the pink spot. Ooh, that's pink and black tied up. Well, maybe not the pink.
47.
Maybe not the pink. But obviously he didn't want the black to go on the pink spot.
The pink in right middle. Now, is it worth taking the risk of playing the red and to get onto the pink? He's just having a look now. I think it's a bit tight, John. If you finish a little bit high, you've got no shot. So may play for the blue here.
Yeah, the only thing that encouraged me to try and play for the pink is that it'd be nice to have the pink on the black spot. But playing this red, surely he's going up for the blue. Or bought colour, as it turns out.
48.
Because he's not been very good, it has to be said this evening, on getting nice angles on the blue.
From what looked like a golden frame winning opportunity, it's now hard work. Now does the pink pot in the left-hand middle? Can he get onto the pink in that pocket? Probably
51.
not. You have to
52.
work hard for these.
Once again, wrong side the blue. There's the blue line. He wanted to be the other side of it.
He's got a wry smile as he walked around the table then, Johnny. He knows he's getting a little bit frustrated, getting the wrong angle all the time.
Pots the blue, goes 61 points in front, but still 75 remaining. And with the pink and black practically out of commission, he's going to need 2 more of these remaining reds to clinch the frame at this visit.
57.
He's potted some good balls tonight, I will say that about him. His cue ball control has been, well, average, but he has potted some good balls. But you need another one here, tight under the cushion. I think the red just below the black will go to the right corner, so it could be a natural angle. Needs this blue and 1 more red for a 2-frame advantage. Good shot, and judged it to perfection.
$63.
A glance at the scoreboard will tell him that no heroics with this positional shot.
$64.
John said that's to secure a 2-frame lead overnight. Come back tomorrow afternoon for the second of 4 sessions. This doesn't look any good.
69.
Marco Fu is drinking his glass of water. I think he's seen enough of this frame.
Mark Selby, 69.
He is conceding a bit scrappy in this session, to be honest, but both players will be pretty pleased with the night's work. Marco Fu hung on to his coattails. Mark Selby perhaps deserved the two-frame lead overnight. It's 5-3 to the world number one.
And so we look forward to that match resuming at 2:30. We're on air from 1 o'clock here on BBC Two. And Ken, we've talked about Ding Junhui looking good. Then Mark Selby, obviously in a different situation to what Ding is in against Alan McManus. Can you see Marco Fu forcing his way back into that one?
Oh, absolutely. I think he got off to a bad start last night, Marco Fu, but managed to come back into the game. And he'd be probably happy with 5-3 deficit. Long way to go. And I think when you play these sort of mini sessions, you just want to try and win the session. You know, if you're 5-3, you keep winning sessions 5-3, you're eventually going to get to the 7-in required. So first job for Mark Selby was to win the session, which he did. But Marco Fu is still in the session, of course. He won 3 frames, so he's well within the match. And I think that's going to go very, very close. Both players playing really, really well.
What about the fact, though, Ken, that Mark Selby is very much in familiar territory insofar as he's been there before, recently won it in 2014, yet Marco hasn't been in a semi-final since 2006. How much does that count for?
Yes, it can count for the little bit of experience, of course. New territory for Marco. Well, he's been in a semi-final before, but it's been quite a while. But I think Marco, up to this, has probably played a little bit better than Mark Selby. I think Mark Selby is only, towards the end of the match against Corin Wilson, he started to play a little bit better. But he hasn't had as much of a tough run to the semi-finals as Marco Fu has had. So Marco Fu will gain a lot of confidence from that. And he's a tough match player, Marco Fu. I mean, one of the few players in our game that's made over 400 centuries. So, it's going to be a tough game for both players. And maybe the little bit of experience may be the telling factor at the end of the match. But it's going to go close.
Great to see you, Ken. Thank you very much indeed. So Ken is off to the commentary box because the players aren't due out. Ding Junhui taking on Alan McManus. Alan's just been in the practice room hitting a few balls. And let's remind ourselves of Ding's career stats. He has had an amazing career. 11 world ranking titles, but obviously the omission, the World Championship. Is this going to be Ding Junhui's year? Let's rejoin Ken and Willie.
Thank you very much indeed, Jason. And who knows, this is certainly his best chance he's had to date. Obviously, the two players, he's got to get to the final first, but the two players are waiting. Mark Selby and Marco Fu will be a tough match. Alan needs to try and share this session at least, which means he has to win 3 of these 4 frames. But such high quality. McManus usually likes to get people playing at his own pace, but Ding's dominating the pace. His average frame time 16 minutes. And there you can see the difference with the average shot time. Obviously McManus not had much table time at all, mostly just at the latter end of frames. So the good break off this time from Alan has forced the opening. I only got down to look at the angle. I don't know whether he's thinking of running through for the black, but surely just stop it dead for the brown or green. Well done. Spent most of his time, as Jason mentioned, in the practice room just to get a bit of table time. Very good shot. This is the red that's causing the problems at this end of the table as far as getting onto the black's concerned, so we'll be freeing this. Has to make this chance count. Just got to play no miss snooker for the next 4 frames if he can to get back into the match.
Five.
Just wait, please.
Sure. 8.
Slightly lost position.
McManus, 8.
It's a tough red. No value in taking the cut because the black's not on its spot and he won't get on the colour, so just be playing safe here.
Best safety from Ding Junhui. Now what can Alan do here? Red into the right centre. See, he must have had a bit of a nosebleed just before the session started this morning. Alan McManus hasn't affected his play, thankfully, too much. Just as I say that,
That's the first easy shot he's missed, though, Ken, isn't it? But the pressure's on now.
You've had a few nosebleeds, Willie, haven't you, when you got to the latter stage of the tournament?
Didn't happen very often. Yes, it's a lot of stress goes on at the World Championship. 17 days, day in, day out, you're playing. Don't get much sleep. Still playing very aggressively. Wow. Goes without saying, completely mishit that. Played it half ball, hit it quarter ball. Half ball, he gets the gap between those two reds. No, Alan, you've got to take these chances now.
One.
Yeah, nicely played. Would have liked to have brought the
Three.
pink into play there, but still okay, still in a good position. Love to get that black back on its spot at some stage. Can't do it from this position. May have to go back up for the blue. Bit short.
4.
Decided not to risk going in and out of baulk because the red's over the corner pocket. So wasn't worried too much about
No.
leaving this at distance. Has to get top side of the blue very soon.
10.
And once again, not quite got there. A little bit more of an angle this time. He could swing it round the 3 cushions. If you just play that, just got to make sure you don't kiss the yellow. Just wonder whether he'll try and take the risk of getting onto the black this shot. Doesn't have to do a lot with the cue ball, just play it plain ball. He'll be on the black in the same pocket. Yeah, he's played for the black.
16.
Very good. That's the key shot in the frame. If he gets nicely on the next red, dead straight, The black goes on its spot, and then he should win the frame at this visit. Just in case, just watch Alan's McManus legs as he's coming to play the shot. It's amazing, it moved about 3 feet. Didn't quite get the desired screw on the cue ball. Wanted to play for one in the corner. This is not easy in the middle, especially the pace he's playing it. Always missable those. When you're playing across the table slow,
23.
if that cue ball can have finished near the cushion, that red's a certainty. But it was so near the cushion.
Yeah, and particularly as you say, when you play across the nap, sometimes the cue ball can drift slightly. He'd be disappointed he didn't win the frame from that position.
It's one of those, if he'd played it hard, he wouldn't have missed it, but obviously plays it hard, the cue ball goes in the balk area. So I had to play it very steadily, and he'd be so disappointed because that's twice he's been in first. Lost it the first time, lost the frame. I wonder whether this is going to be costly this time.
One.
Played that shot with a tremendous amount of right-hand side. This is not easy, this black, okay, doesn't have to do much with the cue ball, but he's got to be careful, doesn't foul the red on this follow-through. Is it going to drop? Is it going to drop? No. No, it wasn't that easy. Now a chance for Alan McManus.
Thank you. Settle down, please.
With a 30-point lead as well, he won't need the two safe reds on the left-hand side of the table. Just coming around to see those two reds a plant into the bottom left-hand corner pocket. Definitely not dead set, but could possibly make it into a plant. Just weighing up his options. Must feel that he can make the two reds
8
into a plant. You see, it's just going towards the left-hand side of the pocket, but if he hits the first red on the left-hand side, that will switch the second red towards the middle of the pocket, and he can hold for the pink. Couldn't have placed the cue ball in a better position, really. Yeah, nice shot.
15. 16.
53 points in front, so just red and high valued colour. Needed a
20.
snooker.
$24.
You've got to take your hat off to Alan McManus. He's been faced with a barrage of high breaks, dinging the top of his game. He's still battling away, as you would expect from such a season campaign. The applause for frame ball.
31. $32.
We've already seen a plant.
39.
May see a double now from McManus. Well, Ding
McManus
is not going to bother coming back to the table, so McManus gets another frame on the board. But Ding Junhui still leads by 9 frames to 4.
There's one shot there when McManus obviously missed the red across the middle of the table there, and we suggested that that could have been the end of frame, and Ding had the red right over the corner pocket. Just had to make sure he got on the black, but he just slightly misjudged it. And of course this was a shot really where you'd expect him to get on the black. He played with a lot of side here just to check the white up. And as we see it here, he wouldn't have expected. There's the check side, look, just expected. If he gets the red full ball, Ken, absolutely not a problem, but all of a sudden now hampered queuing.
Yeah, and I mean, he's just trying to pot the black. Obviously, he doesn't have to do too much with the cue ball, but the fact that the cue ball is so close to the red, it sort of just takes his eye off it slightly. He's more conscious of not fouling the red with the cue on the follow through, and doesn't strike the cue ball where he would have liked, and subsequently left Alan the chance to get another frame on the board. And as long as he can stick with Ding Junhui, as you said, Willie, the barrage of breaks has all been from Ding Junhui. Okay, Alan has had 1 century, but as long as he keeps sticking within range of Ding and not letting him getting too far ahead, then maybe towards the final session that Ding will
Thank you.
see some sort of pressure.
Thank
but
you.
still a big lead.
Frame
9
14.
frames to 4.
Ding Junhui to break.
Just a fraction too hard. He must have thought when the cue ball was travelling back to balk, he was going to be right behind the brown. Well, a few mistakes from Ding arriving now. Alan McManus' safety has been very good in this last couple of frames, and it's forced the opening. If he can get out of this session no worse than 10-6, the way Ding started, he'll be pretty pleased with that. stat we've just showed you of the safety. Ding was in front on the safety before this morning's play. Coming into this session, it's changed. That's good, good pot. Leaves that white to bounce. Not perfect on the blue or the green. Normally the shot's just, with the red spread, you don't have to go hard into the pink, you play slow into the pink, but the blue's a little bit too thin to guarantee the full ball kiss, so he's got to be very careful here. He's not even playing into the pink, he's probably playing into the two reds to the right of the pink. Needs to hit the full ballish. Well done, excellent shot. Chance of a frame winner now. Look at these reds, they're beautiful.
6. Thank you. 7. $14. 15.
It's amazing, Ken, how much he lifts his head, even on a slow shot like he just played. Always a bit, that 2 or 3 inches of movement every time.
23.
And when he plays a power shot, his head rises about 4 or 5 inches. Unlike any other player in the game.
Yeah, we see a few players moving. Mark Selby sort of sways from side to side a little bit. Marco Fu sometimes can
30.
move the head slightly. But not many players like Alan.
31.
Lift just before he plays the shot.
Didn't get nicely on the previous black, and now he's just slightly
38.
lost position again. Don't think he can push through to get onto the black, so he's going to have to play for the blue. Maybe the pink's available into the same pocket. It is.
39.
That helps.
Don't think pink will spot on its own spot, so it'll go up on the highest available, which is the yellow. And as you see, he's got
45.
3, 4 loose reds before he has to worry about even developing any more. But he'll be beyond the
46.
stage where his opponent will need a snooker, so he can just concentrate on the loose reds here. He missed a red into this bottom left-hand corner pocket, albeit a lot more difficult than this. Didn't go into the heart of the pocket, but rattled a little bit. Well, he's nicely on the black. You see it, 61 ahead. Didn't play that
61.
as well as he would have liked. He wanted to be straighter on this red. Now he may have to pot this red and go into the cluster. Well, he's played it nicely.
62.
Played it lovely.
The performance from Alan McManus has been absolutely top draw. I mean, Ding's played at his very, very best, and he's still hanging on to his curtails. Started to score very heavily when he gets in now. Made 107
69.
in frame 10. This red goes in a frame-winning break in this frame, frame 14. Deserves the century now.
$75. 76.
Frame beyond any doubt now. Alan McManus is going to close to 9-5.
$83. 84.
It's been good stuff, isn't it? 128. 138 in the very first frame. Then 107. There's 3 centuries on the bounce. 97 from Ding.
89.
Another possible century now from Alan McManus.
90. 97. 98.
Big puff of the cheeks from Alan McManus. Fantastic break. This still very much in this one. We're out of time here on BBC Two. We will be back at 1 o'clock after the Daily Politics. If you want to carry on watching this match, it's available on the BBC Red Button and the BBC Sport app. We'll see you at 1 o'clock. Bye for now.
He's done it. Dennis Taylor, for the first time, becomes Embassy World Snooker Champion 1985.